Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Welcome to the final round of the season in the Apex Racing League VRS GT4 Super Series. We are here at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, Road America for two races, a heat race and a feature race to decide the titles in the drivers, the Pro Championship, the Pro-Am Championship, and the Teams Championship as well. And there is still plenty to play for. The qualifying session is just going on at the moment. And in the commentary box for the final time this season, where we've also got to decide what livery is best. So the pressure's on us as well going into this final race meeting of the season. Alongside me, as and Beth, it's the one and only Alex Simpson. Alex, welcome. Road America, one of my favourite circuits, I think, on the iRacing service. I don't know about you, but I think we're in for a really good evening tonight at a track that should suit these GT4 cars very well.
Yep, good evening everybody. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I mean, I love Road America. It's just one of those tracks. I never even heard of it before joining iRacing. And it's a bit like Watkins, I think, you just, you know the F1 tracks really, really well, but it's just like a little gem that you don't know about. Yeah, I love racing this place. I remember when I was doing a lot of IndyCar races really early on that, yeah, I just used to enjoy pounding the laps around here whenever like the old IndyCar was here. Was it I can't remember. Was it the '05 car? I think it was the '05 car. So there's someone lurking in the commentary box that could confirm that because we did a fair few races together. That'll be the one and only Mr. Sam Kumo. Um, yeah, what can we
Yeah,
say? There's a lot on the line in terms of championships today. I think everyone can still win or lose it. So yeah, your championship leaders. So Moritz Lerner in the pro, he just needs to have a steady meeting. I think a good point score should secure him the title, but second and third place, so that could be anyone's really in the pro championship. And of course we've got prizes up for grabs. Top four drivers in all categories get some kind of sort of VRS or Apex Academy or SDK Gaming kind of subscription based on where they finish. So that's 12 months worth of subscription. So we've got £1,000 worth of prizes to give away effectively today, depending on who wins. And yeah, the Amateur Championship, a very similar story. Matthias Beer leading that one from Tobias Berker in second, Mark Silcock third. So second and third, very, very close, and Jose Malbron not too far behind. But yeah, Matthias has got himself a nice, healthy lead. He just needs to basically, again, have a nice steady meeting today, make sure he scores points, doesn't do anything too reckless, and yeah, he could well end up taking home the top prize.
yeah, it would take a complete and utter capitulation, I think, for Moritz Lerner or Matthias Spear to throw away the drivers or the Pro-Am title. It's pretty much similarly balanced in all three classes in terms of first to second, but you're right, it is exceptionally close after that. And I think positions in this open qualifying session could quite be pivotal. We've got just 2.5 minutes to go, or just over 2.5 minutes to go in this final qualifying session of the season. What happens is we have this quali session, then we have a heat race, or you could call it the qualifying race to set the grid for the feature. At the end of that, the top 10 in the first race are reversed. So whoever finishes 10th in the first race will be starting on pole position for the feature race. So that is how it's set to work. Road America looks like it's had a bit of a lick of paint in recent times on the iRacing servers. A few bridges have changed
I was
liveries and yeah.
spotted the same few things myself. I was like, oh, look at these new sponsors and things like that. Whatever happened to the sausage bridge? Bring back the sausage. That's what I said.
Oh yeah, the cheese bridge remains, but rest in peace, the sausage bridge. It's been completely taken away now. I think this is in anticipation of IndyCar coming here, or having come here a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, the circuit has undergone a little bit of a facelift. All the corners remain the same. In fact, this whole layout has pretty much stayed the same since a few decades ago. So that's great to see. Looking here at Matthias Beer, then he is the leading driver in the Pro-Am Championship, as Alex was saying just a couple of moments ago. He has a 53-point lead over Tobias Berker in the Pro-Am standings. So yeah, as we've been saying, the leaders in each category would have to have an absolute nightmare of a meeting for them to lose it. And right now, Matthias Beer is sat in 5th place overall, and 2nd in the Pro-Am category. It's Mark Silcock, who is 3rd in the championship, that's currently on the pole position in the Pro-Am category, Alex, with the flag of New Zealand. And here he is, Mark Silcock, just going up the hill now, and it's that old fight. We haven't talked about it yet in the broadcast so far. It's Porsche versus BMW, and after starting off the season with the Porsche having the upper hand, it looks like we're going to win the season with the majority of the top 10 being made up of the Beamer.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we got the balance of performance pretty much spot on, you know. So I'm sure a lot of Porsche drivers are going, no, it's well way down now. But of course, they definitely had the advantage on those tracks at the start of the season, and it's kind of swinging towards the BMW now. So yeah, they had hard graft at the start of the season, did the Beamers, but yeah, they're going to be able to use the sheer grunt of that motor, and just I think that Porsche is going to struggle to make any kind of moves. They're good on the brakes, of course, good through the corners, but yeah, they need to get into a position where they can sort of make those moves. And we saw at Mosport, really, or Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, for those that haven't been around since 2012 on iRacing, that they were just losing time in the draft. So it is not going to be easy.
Indeed, it isn't. We're about to find out because we're getting set to go. Of course, it is a rolling start, so we do have a full pace lap to go. Yeah, full pace lap. So plenty of time to go through the grid, which is made up like so. It is Lucas Behrens starting on pole position, with Isaac Jane in 2nd. As there's a lovely shot of the outside of the top 10. Yeah, Damien Harris in 3rd, then Philip Johansson in 4th for Hell Racers. Mark Silcock, as we've been saying, the highest of the Pro-Ams in 5th. He's also, in fact, the highest Porsche in the field after quali. Matthias Beer in 6th, the leader of the Pro-Am category. Then it's Moritz Lerner, the leader of the overall championship. Jose Malbran in 8th. Jensen Adriansen's in 9th, and Mark Jones completing the top 10. Then it's Luke Towler in 11th. Mark Heron in P12, completing the top dozen. Tobias Berker for T3 Esports in 13th. Then Josh Jensen in 14th. Andy Taylor in P15, and then Marco Tolman, Lucas David, Jay Steffi in 18th place, I should say. Then Benoit Holzer in 19th, and completing the top 20 is Toby Ward. Clemens Sibon in 21st, and completing the 22-car grid for the first race of the day is going to be Paul Clist for Year 1 Racing. And a brilliant view from high up above of the 22-car field, which is now going to get underway with the safety car leading them round, and Lucas Byron on pole position. And of course, for the first race of the day, this is going to be a 20-minute heat race, and then the feature race will be 40 minutes, where the top 10 are reversed.
Yeah, not enough fuel for the feature race, so we're expecting some pit stop strategies, and of course that threw a few sort of interesting calls in the mix. Oh, I see smoke in the background. I hope no one went off or crashed together there. But yeah, of course we do have, it's worth pointing out, we do have live stewards for this one as well. Sam Fitzpatrick and Dane Baird are keeping a close eye on this one. So yeah, if there was any shenanigans there, I'm sure they'll be looking into that. But yes, the strategy with the fuel definitely threw something in the mix last time, and we had a few people pitting early, didn't we, to get out of the chaos that was the first few laps worth of battles. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm trying to remember the driver now, who had the hardware. It's lost. I've lost the name, I'm afraid. But yeah, that was extremely exciting until we had a wheel failure. But yeah, so let's see what we get this time. Let's see if people are going to go really long. Tobias Berker, of course, last race went really, really long into the race, and that seemed like a good call, even though perhaps, he had to sort of stick with the traffic to start off with. He was able to stay out of the mix And it just seems like that's definitely a good call. You know, if you can limit your time in the pack that might be fighting, especially with the reverse grid races, you can potentially capitalize on it. So we'll see what people do. We'll see if they have learned anything from Lime Rock Park, and we see some alternate strategies.
It wasn't Damien Harris, was it?
It was Damien Harris. Thank you very much. It was.
Don't worry, I wasn't just listening to you, letting you dig your own grave or anything. I was just racking
Yeah,
my brain
yeah.
there as well. I wonder how long I can let Alex get away with this one. Don't worry, I'll probably it'll probably happen to me in a couple of minutes. It always does. Coming up to the kink, then we come off the exit of the carousel and now into probably one of the fastest and toughest corners on the circuit to get right. A lot of time can be gained and lost here, and there isn't too much in the way of protection on the outside. A bit similar to what happened to Danny Kvyat on the British Grand Prix on Sunday. No tyre barriers out there for him. He was straight off into the concrete wall, just as there is on the exit of the kink there.
Yeah, that was extremely hard hit, wasn't it, as well? So it's been a while since I've seen an F1 car, yeah, in that many pieces, I have to say. So I didn't watch the aftermath of the Grand Prix and the notebooks and stuff like that. Was there a puncher? I'm assuming there was a puncher, and that's what caused him to go off here.
Yeah, I thought at first it was broken suspension, but yeah, the tyre just literally disintegrated going into one of the fastest parts of the circuit. So yeah, he was he was pretty shaken up, I think. No wonder he decided to blow a bit of a fuse with the cameraman that was nearby his car. But here we go then, getting set for the first race of the day. Just a reminder, 20 minutes, and the top 10 at the end of this race will be reversed for the feature. No pit stops to worry about in this one. It's going to be Lucas Biron that's going to lead us to the green flag. And for the final time this year, the green flag is in the air, and we're racing at Road America here in the Apex Racing Academy VRS GT4 Super Series.
Luke Towler straight into the pits. Don't know what that's about, but that is where he's at. Always a tricky first corner here at Road America. Not a huge braking zone. People like to throw themselves into that, make some moves and stuff like that nice and early on. But it all seems fairly sensible going so far. Mark Silcott very, very close to Moritz Lerner and that Williams Esports car. And I tell you what, Mark Silcott has really impressed me towards the latter part of this season. Definitely really showing great pace. Like, he was cutting through the field at Lime Rock Park, and yeah, it looks like one of the top placed Porsches in this one. Here we go then into turn 5, first time, 3 wide. What do we think?
Oh no! Well, it's oh dear, and that's Damien Harris getting absolutely smashed into, and what a disastrous start to the evening it is for him. I don't even know where he is after all that.
He's still going. He's still going. Yeah, I think that could have been a lot worse than it was actually. Just a little clip. Yeah, it did get him around. Hopefully this Beamer's fairly hardy, and he's going to be able to continue there. But we'll have a little look, see exactly how that happened once we complete this first lap, I think.
Well, yeah, he's managed to carry on in 9th place after that, has lost 6 places as a result, and it's meant that Lucas Biron has been able to escape to a 1.5 second lead.
Yeah, exactly what Lucas wanted. I think he's broke the draft, isn't he? 1.6. I think we're talking that's just out there. Let's have a look as they come down Canada Straight, and we'll see perhaps what the interval is. It stayed about static on the live timing. Sorry guys, you can't see that, but yeah, so far it looks pretty good. Yep. Race control telling us no action from the start of the race. I'm assuming that was them just letting us know with what perhaps happened in the pace lap there. Certainly not going to be that incident.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see at least maybe noted. But here is a fight then between a BMW and a Porsche going on to the front straight to complete the opening lap. This is a track where you do not want to run out of fuel because, as you can see, there's a massive hill separating you from the final corner and the finish line. So I don't think anyone's going to be cutting it that fine in terms of the fuel, but we will see. The first lap is in the books then. It's Biron leading, Jane second, Adriansen's in third, then Matthias Beer fourth. Fifth is that guy there, Jose Malbran. And completing the top 10 is Mark Heron with the very good looking Mark Jones car there in 11th. He's lost 1 place since the start, but he's trying to get it back, and he's also trying to make sure that Josh Jensen, the local driver from the United States, doesn't get by him either as they go through turn 3, as they call it, onto the backstraight.
Yeah, I think Mark's livery, that must be a new livery, surely. I don't recall seeing that previously. That does stand out and shine quite nice. Great combination of everything on that one. I do like to Tobias Burkert. That got brought out to our attention in Lima Park as well. So, yep, there's a couple of ones for me that I might put forward for this livery prize come the end of the race meeting tonight, but we'll see.
Yeah, getting shapes to the blogger logo, or some others are available, of course, on Mark Jones's car. Here is Damien Harris. To be fair, the front end doesn't look too bad, and from looking at the spoiler, it doesn't look like that's been knocked out of joint too much at all. But we're going to find out what truly happened on that first lap, and here it is on the replay. That is up the inside there, the 2-2. That is Philip Johansson. Oh. Tell you what, it's remarkable that he's still in the race, to be fair.
I agree. He got a whack and a half there, didn't he? I mean, to be fair, the final hit put him back straight, so he might have a bit of steering damage. Shall we go on board and see if he's tracking straight? Let's have a little look. Still with the replay afterwards. Yeah, still tracking straight. So I think he got away with that one, Adam. I think he had.
I'll tell you what, I think the Audi would be done after a hit like that. I know I seem to drive the touring cars a lot, but yeah, I wonder if it's just the dynamic of rear-wheel drive with it being stronger at the rear. Not too sure, but end of the second lap then, and here is the BMW versus Porsche fight again. This is Moritz Lerner, who is the championship leader, and should take the title barring any major mishaps. Not that we're trying to tempt fate or anything. Over the line, he is currently in 6th. He's gained 1 place since the start. Having obviously got past Damien Harris, who had his incident at the end of the back straight, and now he's trying to get by Jose Malbran. But I think it's probably going to be the same old story as it was in the last few race meetings, where he's absolutely mighty in the corners, but once we get onto the straights, that BMW will just start to slowly ease away, and we're going to ride on board with the championship leader now as we go onto the back straight.
Yeah, let's look at that, and like you said, that BMW just ever so slightly edging away, even though Moritz has the draft. It's not a huge amount. I think that's almost less than what we got at Mosport there. So maybe if he can get a run, he might be able to do it. So I think it's gonna take something on the brakes to get it done. So he's gonna have to poke his nose in, try and upset the exit of Malbran.
It's like my Corsa versus the guys on the motorway. Awful in a straight line, but getting to the roundabouts around Milton Keynes, and I closed right up to the back of them. Through the carousel then,
oh,
the long
wide.
right-hander. Oh, very close. And those are the different lines that you can take through there. You can go for a wide middle of the corner and then cut straight back and clip the late apex, and that's what Malbran did there. But Lerner, he was really clinging to that inside line, and he goes wide through the kink as well. That's not going to help him too much in his pursuit of the BMW ahead, and he's lost a good 6/10 of a second after that.
I think Damien Harris is catching these guys up as well, so Mark still got having exactly the same trouble that Morris is having there as well, in terms of, you know, he's got the ability through the corners, but just can't seem to do anything down the straight. And yeah, we'll have to see whether or not he can follow Harris through, you know, so that could be interesting. Up front, Lucas Byron just slowly edging away. Another couple of tenths of a second. Let's have a look at this time. Well, actually, that time Isaac clawed himself back by just over half a tenth of a second. So,
yeah.
Ooh,
He's consolidating his lead to the front. Oh yeah, a problem for Burkert potentially. The T3 sports car has just been passed by Lucas David going into the first corner. The green, pink and black BMW has managed to edge ahead. That's turn 2 there, and here is turn 3, and we've got a Porsche there. There is Burkert, and Andy Taylor in the Petronas BMW is just behind him as well. The Porsche's very close this time. Let's see if he can pick up a bit of a toe. We saw that it wasn't really beneficial for Moritz Lerner, and he was right on the back of Jose Malbran earlier. Is he going to send it up the inside into the left-hander?
Oh,
He
yeah,
is.
he is.
Oh no!
Oh, from behind.
Well, and to be fair to him, Andy Taylor has done the polite thing and waited for him. Either that or he was just waiting for him to get out of the way. I'm not too sure, but he's got going again, and I think he is actually waiting for Lucas David to overtake him. Back with the fight for fifth then. Moritz Lerner is trying to get by Jose Malbran. Malbran, who has gained 5 places since the start, 3 places since the start of the race. The Brubank racing car with the white and purple colours on it. That might be in my top 3, I might say, for livery of the season. This time, no going wide. Oh, Harris, how has he survived that? Well, he's running out of lives, I'd say, after his incident at the start and then that very sideways moment on the exit of the King.
I mean, he was able to catch it in such a way that he didn't lose any time either, because Mark's not been able to get the run on him still. So, God knows how he managed to do that.
I wonder if Mark may have just got off the throttle because he might have speared back the other way across the track. But it remains as you were. Good view from the rear here of the BMW of Jose Malbran. Up the hill we go, and over the line to start will be lap 5 of the race. We're quickly approaching half race distance here. 20 minutes in the first heat race, 40 minutes in the feature, and in the feature race there will be a pit stop to make. Well, if you're Moritz Lerner, obviously if you're not quick on the straight line, you've got to make sure you make up the speed through the corners, and that was a good example of just how late that Porsche can be on the brakes.
Yeah, he needed to as well. I think if we were very focused on what Moritz was doing there, but I think actually Damien Harris had recovered from his little moment, is right on the tail of the Porsche there, and yeah, Moritz going defensive. Of course, there's nothing he can do. He can't use. Oh, that might be a bit late on the brakes for Harris. Has he got 2 in 1 there? I think he has. And Moritz has got through as well. Oh, we're going to have to watch that back from Damien's viewpoint. I don't think he intended both overtakes there, but he will take it nonetheless.
Been watching Sebastian Joe from the weekend, and Damien Harris is up into P5 with a brilliant overtake. It was calamity corner for him on lap 1, but here it is on lap 5, and he has gone from 7th up to 5th, riding on board with Harris. He moves to the outside, and then wow, he threads the needle up round the outside of Lerner, up the inside of Malbran, and he is through into 5th place. And a drive-through penalty has been issued for Andy Taylor. The Petronas BMW has been found guilty by the stewards for that collision down at turn 5 with Tobias with Marco Solman. Or Lucas David, I should say, in the Hyper Racing car.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, he did slow down and let him go. I mean, I know he couldn't go anywhere anyway, so... But, yeah, what a great move from Harris. Though, so I don't think he meant for the second one, and in fairness to Jose, he saw him coming. Oh, in the background, Mark Silcock.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Not too sure. We'll have to have a look on a replay in a second. Here it is. So we're going through Thunder Valley, going into the penultimate corner. He's got Jose Malbran just in front of him.
On the just a little on the grass. Yep, just. Just after I was singing his praises. I'm back live then. I'm with Tobias Burker. He's got Mark Heron just ahead of him. And I think he's suffering. He's going to suffer very similar to what Moritz really is going to have to deal with. Is that he's perhaps got some speed, but he's getting held up through the corners, and can't build any kind of gap. So it's okay at the moment.
Here's one driver. Here's one Porsche that is desperate to get by a BMW, and we haven't often seen that in recent weeks. Lime Rock Park really suited the Porsche. There wasn't too much in the way of straights 2 weeks ago. But here at Road America, we do have quite a lot of that, and that's what's hampering Moritz Lerner from getting any positions in this one. He was able to gain one after Damien Harris. The car he's chasing got spun earlier. Here he is trying to get back by Damien, who runs a bit wide on the exit of the 90-degree left-hander. Now through the carousel, we saw different lines being taken earlier. Looks like the Porsche can take a much tighter line than the BMW, at least for the time being anyway. And now we've got the kink coming up now, where we've seen Damien Harris with a few moments of, well, fear, short to be said. This time they both use all of the curb and the rumble strips on the exit, but they don't dig up any of the turf on the outside there.
Ever so slightly edging away from Malbrum behind as well, and it's fair to say Harris, I think, is a little bit quicker, so that might help Lerner close back up. Now it's, I think we've got someone going down the order. There we go.
It is Mark Heron, the Scotsman, and Tobias Burke is also dropping down the order. Not too sure what's happened there. So there is Mark Silcock as well, who was off in the gravel just a moment ago. And Jay Steffi looking at the inside into the final corner as the BMW seeing him. He just about has, I think. And the MPH racing car there of Heron is able to carry on, but he has lost a few positions as a result of that. And I think Moritz Lerner has got by Damien Harris. I think he's finally got by the Beamer. There he is. He's up the inside on the exit of the first corner.
Is he going to be able to hold it? That's the thing. He needs to nail this exit. He needs to carry so much speed. I feel like Damien's going to get the better of the two runs there. So I wonder actually if the damage that Harris has got on his car means that he perhaps hasn't got quite the same straight line speed as some of these other BMWs out there. So let's see what Moritz can do under brakes. As we expect, the Porsche just a little bit lighter, able to kind of get it done. Now it's important for him to nail this sort of second sector as they're starting to battle behind. That is exactly what the Williams eSport driver wants, but yeah, they soon settle themselves back down. Yeah, so all through this section he needs to try and build what another little twitch for Damien Harris there. Holds onto it once again. But yeah, I was about to say half a second maybe going into Canada corner, but he's got about 0.8 of a second now, so I feel like he's going to be able to hold on to that and maybe set about trying to see if he can close in on Matthias Beer, although Matthias is about 4 seconds up the road, so good run from the top 4 drivers. They're not really battling each other. It's worth checking in actually with our leader, because really haven't seen too much of them. But yeah, good solid drive, not making any real mistakes.
There's Isaac in second place. Yeah, just 1.9 seconds away. Lucas has just been ever so slightly extending the gap lap after lap. And Lucas Billman was my initial favourite livery. It's going to be really tough call. And there's the Fame racing car there of Jane. And then it's Philip Johansson in third. He was the BMW that collided with Damien Harris at the end of the back straight, but looks like the stewards have deemed that as a racing incident. There's Matthias Beer in fourth. He is the highest Pro-Am driver in the field, and if he should stay that way, he should probably wrap up the Pro-Am title as well. He's already got a 53 points advantage going into this race meeting. There's Damien Harris. Oh, well, this is going to allow Moritz Lerner to disappear up the road, and we've got just over 3 minutes to go, and Harris and Melbourne are having a fantastic duel over 6th and 7th.
Yeah, and suddenly Moritz is away, and he's got himself looking at the battle box, 1.3 second advantage, so not much of a draft for Harris. So Harris, yeah, really, that damage is not going to help him. Although he's still got a lick of speed there, because Melbourne wasn't able just to drive on past him, and they did close up quite substantially down the straight. They're only 0.8 of a second behind the Porsche now.
It's that policy trying to work together so you can catch the guy in front, but I don't think that's going to be the case with these two still scrapping. When we get to the line, I think we're going to have 2 laps at least, the very most, to go. It may even just be 1 lap because it is a 2-minute 17 lap around here, and we have got just over 2 minutes to go. So this is probably the penultimate lap of the race. And as it stands, it'll be Marco Tolman that will be on the pole position for the feature race. Here he is. He's currently in 10th. He's battling Tobias Berker. Every point counts, so I don't think he's going to be happy to sit in 10th place. He'll be eager to try and get by Berker if he can in the closing stages, and he's right on the back of that Porsche, so if he can just get a good run through one of the corners onto the straights, then he might stand a chance of getting an overtake done, maybe into Canada corner, or into the first corner, or maybe turn 5 at the end of the back straight. And there's where everybody is on the track map. Just behind Tolman, there's a fight for 11th and 12th between Josh Jensen and Mark Jones as well.
I think that's one thing I've noticed about this series, Adam, is there's lots of little individual battles out there. Of course, for anyone who doesn't know, it is a fixed setup series, so the setups are supplied by the Apex Racing Academy in partnership with Virtual Racing School. And yeah, so there's no advantage in terms of the set that they're doing, so it's all about drivers' ability out there. And it, you know, even though we don't quite have the same numbers that we started the season with, there is still some really good racing out there to be had, and 2 overtakes as I was chatting away right there. Mark Jones putting the move on Joshua Jensen, and I think, oh no, no, Tolman didn't manage to get by Berker. Berker held on to that one.
Final lap of the race, and yeah, it's
again.
once again. Well, just when I thought, yeah, that Moritz Lerner had escaped Damien Harris, he's right back on the rear of the Porsche Cayman again, into the left-hander under the Corvette bridge, and Moritz Lerner just about holding on for now. It is a quarter of a second between the Porsche in 5th place and the BMW in 6th. Harris has been up in 5th at one point a couple of laps ago, but Moritz Lerner was able to get by. Both running just a little bit wide, and a little bit of dust kicked up there by Moritz Lerner, the Williams eSports driver.
He's under the cosh here. Oh, they're both a bit deep, but they're going to get that good cut back, aren't they? So, see, oh, he's got himself 0.3 of a second. I think unless they battle amongst themselves, he's going to really struggle to hold on to this one. Where's our leader? Because he is in Canada corner. We've got enough time just to watch them go into this corner. Lerner defending up the inside. He's been very complimentary of his fellow ARA VRS GT4 racer out there and competitor, and because he's really enjoyed the racing, and I think he's going to enjoy it even more, but they're going to be side by side. He's losing the place. Here comes Lucas Byron though.
Indeed, yeah, here he comes. Checker flag is at the ready, and the heat race, the quali race, goes to Lucas Byron with Isaac Jane in 2nd. Philip Johansson is going to complete the podium. What's happened to Moritz Lerner though? Because I can see that he is off the circuit. It's going to be Damien Harris that finishes in 5th. Jose Malbrin in 6th. Moritz Lerner, has he got going? I'm not sure. There he is. He has got going, but I'm not sure what happened in that final corner.
We'll check that after. See what happened. Oh, extremely close as well from here. And it looked like actually that Mark Jones almost caught up onto the battle that was going on there. So this looks close between Heron and... Whoa! Is that Jay? Yeah, I think that was Jay. I don't know who got that one. Looks like Jay, I think, just about nipped it.
Yeah, by 200ths of a second. Jay Steffi getting 14th place.
Right, let's have a look, see what happened.
Here it is. This is a replay of the final corner incident, potentially. So Harris got by with a brilliant move around the outside of Canada corner. Around the outside goes...
No. You got... It's final lap of the race. It's full send or nothing, isn't it? You know, you've kind of got to do it. So, no messing there. Right. Let's bring us back to live and see if we can get the official results up.
And I guess with such a massive gap back to the guys behind, I guess it's a risk worth taking. And if it's any consolation for Moritz Lerner, it means he's closer to the front for race 2. Which is coming up in just over 5 minutes. Lucas Byron then wins the heat race here at Road America. He's going to be starting in 10th for the feature. Isaac Jane in 2nd. Philip Johansson completing the podium. Matthias Beer in 4th, then Damian Harris completing the top 5. Beer once again the highest Pro-Am driver, the Pro-Am Championship leader. 6th, Jose Malbran, then it's Moritz Lerner in 7th place, losing a couple of positions in the closing stages. 8th for Jensen Adriansens, the Indy Autosport driver. Tobias Berker in 9th for Marco Tolman completing the top 10. 11th for Mark Jones, then it's Josh Jensen, Mark Silcock, Jay Steffi there in 14th place, just out dragging Mark Heron to the line. 16th place for Lucas Davin in a Hypra racing team. Then it's Clement Sibon and then Benoit Holzer in 18th. 19th for Toby Ward, Andy Taylor there in 20th place after serving that drive-through penalty. And then the 2 cars that didn't finish, Paul Clist and Luke Towler. So that is how it finished at the end of the heat race. Right, before we...
Sorry, I was just going to say it's a killer, isn't it? A drive-through here at Road America. That pit lane is so long. Poor Andy Taylor. Yeah. Like I say, yeah, you've been waited a little bit as well. Didn't steam off, but yeah, absolutely savage from the officials.
Oh, well. Doesn't surprise me. Right, we have got just under 5 minutes to go in the warm-up session. So, Alex, for the final time this season, tell us all about the Apex Racing Academy. I know the GT4, as we've seen in this league, has been a popular car of choice, and the ongoing partnership as well with the Virtual Racing School as well.
Yeah, so just to sort of obviously remind everyone, the Apex Racing Academy has returned, and we will return with 25 data packs for this season, and you can head on over to Apex Racing Academy ac.com. I'm trying to find the graphic. No, not the grid, Alex. What are you doing? There we go. There's the web URL there. And yeah, we are in partnership with Virtual Racing School as well. So what we basically have is we have all of our data packs are being shown to us or presented to us by our our Apex Racing Team World Championship drivers. And we have a great little setup sync tool that synchronizes all of the data files directly to your PC in the proper folders and things like that. So no faffing around with downloading anything, you just go and get it. And if you want to check the telemetry data, where we partnered up with Virtual Racing School, we feel like their software is by far the most widespread software used to check telemetry, and also the easiest one to use, and that is why we've done that. So you can log on and check your data against our coaches. We have exclusive data packs on there that are only available to Apex Racing Academy subscribers. Just before I hand over to David Williams, just to tell a little bit more about Virtual Racing School, I also just wanted to point out to everybody that we are about to launch the Apex Racing Academy F3 VRS Super Series. And that will be on a Saturday night. That's American time zone, so I think it's midnight GMT. So a bit different for us, you know, trying to sort of reach out to a different audience, and it'd be nice to see some American open wheel drivers as well. But if you're interested in that, it's a very similar process. When you sign up, you get yourself access to the league, and you also get yourself access to the Apex Racing Academy as part of the sort of the sign up fee for the league. And yeah, you will be able to race some fellow racers in the F3 car with a fixed setup, and we're doing a 5-race championship as well. Similar sort of format, heat racing. Should be a lot of fun, and yeah, expect that to kick off imminently. I believe there's some posts that are even on the forum and on our Discords about that as well. So yeah, watch this space for that one. But for now, let me hand over to Dave Williams, and he'll let you know about the about Virtual Racing School in a little bit more detail and what they do.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfalla.
And Ray Alfalla is a 4 three-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
Three-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a three-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
And we're back at Road America, where we're getting set for the feature race. 40 minutes, the top 10 from the heat race are reversed, and we will have a mandatory pit stop in this one for both the BMWs and the Porsches. Here's the grid then for the final race of the season. It is Marco Tolman from California. I don't know if we can get much further away from California than Wisconsin, but actually, we might actually. My geography of America is awful. He's on pole position. Tobias Berker in second. Third is Jensen Adriansens. Then it's Moritz Lerner, the Williams esports driver, starting in fourth. It was a good day for the Williams Driver Academy on Sunday with Dan Tixon winning the F2 race. Will it be a good day for the Williams esports team with Lerner on the brink of winning the driver's title? Jose Malbran in fifth, Damian Harris in sixth, then it's Jose Malbran, then it's Matthias Beer, Philip Johansson, Isaac Shane, and Lucas Biron, the heat race winner, starting in 10th. 11th, Mark Jones, Josh Jensen in 12th, then it's Mark Silcock in 13th place, the Kiwi, Jay Steffi in 14th, then it's Mark Heron in P15, 16th for Lucas David, and then Clement Sibon, Benoit Holzer, Toby Ward in 19th, and Andy Taylor completing the top 20. And Paul Clist and Luke Towler, 21st and 22nd. We'll be hoping for better things in race 2. However, I don't think they are going to get any better because I don't think they've taken the start. So it looks like we're going to have 20 cars to get ready to go for the final race of the season. And here we are going through the carousel, looking from the helicopter. And it's Marco Tolman in the bright orange car with the what looks like the BMW Racing stripe down the side, who is on pole position for the final race of the season. It's not a bad looking car, I think that.
No, perhaps one we've overlooked a little bit. You know, sometimes the simplicity, you know, can sort of win out. But yeah. Sorry, Marco, it's not going to get my vote though. I do like it. It does stand out as well. You know, it's not like there's a lot of cars just blend into one, and yeah, it's certainly not one of them. You know, you're not going to miss it on the circuit. I'm still not sure who I'm going to pick yet, Adam. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
and of course, then if we pick a different one, you know, we've got no Andrew Woodhouse here to pick on a decider, so we might have to, I don't know, flip a coin or, you know.
He has no voice, but I'm sure I could maybe get a word out of him on the on a message or something like that. I'm not sure. We'll have to find out on that. But the best livery is none of these guys' worries because they are all just focused on winning the final round of the season. Will we see a surprise winner here with the added curveball of a pit stop? It's going to be Marco Tolman, though, that's going to lead us to the green flags. A very good strategic there by Tobias Berker, because he knows that Porsche is just going to get absolutely swamped by all these BMWs, and he's tried to pick up as much of a slipstream as he can, but even that's not going to hold him in second place for long. There goes Jensen Adriansen's into second, and he's going to drop down to third, and he might even drop down to fourth as Lerner clatters into him, and off he goes. He's off into the grass and the gravel, and I think that might be a penalty that's heading Moritz Lerner's way in the final race of the season, and it's all still kicking off in the background, Alex.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, that is extremely close between, who is that? That's Steffi and Jones. Oh, and David as well. Just about holding on to it coming out of turn 2. Or 3, as it's actually called. Adriansen having a little look up the inside to take the lead as well. And gets it done, although it looks like Tolman trying to fight back. He's going to have the inside going into up the hill. Tricky corner, that one. Uphill braking. Moritz Lerner is going to get himself up and into second place. Let's see what the stewards say on that one.
He did brake very late, but it might just be viewed as 6 of 1, I'm not sure, because that's what we saw with the start of the heat race. But nonetheless, let's carry on anyway. Moritz Lerner up into second place, 2 places gained, got a great jump away from the line, and was able to get by. But there's been another issue for Mark Silcock, I think. The Kiwi is off, and that is before the carousel. He's just going through it now. And Moritz Lerner leads. Marco Tolman has lost second place, has lost the lead, I should say. Oh, he's into the wall in a big way.
No, it's not Tolman. That is Adriansen.
Oh yeah, the Belgian off into the wall, and that's what happens if you get offline through the kink, and he just understeered and slammed into the Armco barrier. There's Damien Harris with the BMW looking a bit cleaner this time than it did in the first race.
Yeah, let's see what he can do as they're battling pretty hard going into the final corner. We'll wait for this lap to complete, and then we'll actually have a quick look and see what has gone on. Yeah, I figured that might well be the case, so Marks will have to serve that next lap, unfortunately. Let's take a look at that and see exactly what went on.
Maybe after this, because 3 wide. We're thinking about it. Damien Harris is the last race of the season, so you could say nothing to lose, but they all get out of it in the end. Going around the outside, though, is Damien now. And who's going to have the benefit here? I think it's going to be Harris. Yeah, there we go. Few cars in the pits.
Right, that's settled itself down. Let's take a little look back then and see exactly what went on here.
I don't know, yeah, it's a shame, really, because it looked like it was just going to be door to door, and they might have got away with it, but unfortunately for Berker, it was enough to send him around, and also problems for Matthias Beer. So after finishing as the top Pro-Am in race 1, I don't think he's going to be repeating that feat here unless he pulls off a master stroke with a strategy. Yeah, look how late he is on the brakes.
Yeah, I think you can sort of tell. Let's see if I can't get it up in the chopper and see exactly. See, he's not even really trying to go for that position. It's just it's the BMW in front. So yeah, it'd have tracked out extremely wide as well. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Right, let's see what else we have. Who else went off on that first lap that we need to
It was Silcock, wasn't it? That went off midway around the lap, I think.
Yeah, Silcock, and then there was Adriansen went into the wall. So let's have a look, see what happened here then to Silcock. So a little move up the inside. Oh, got him. just actually got bullied off the circuit, really, didn't he? By the heavy BMW.
Finally,
Adriansen.
Yeah. Well, there's the change for the lead as well. Oh my goodness me, that was what happened to...
Oh, has he tried to go around the outside? Yeah, he has tried to go around the outside, and Buff got it all wrong. Adriansen hard into the wall. So.
Oh no, Cardinal sin that. Felt that hit as well. Into the pits then comes Lucas Biron. Moritz Lerner carries on. I don't know whether he's going to try and...
He's got a few laps, hasn't he? Yeah, he's got a few laps, so maybe he can get far enough into this race that you know, he can build up a bit of a gap and perhaps take a pit stop at the same time. I'm not sure he's meant to do that, but I guess that may be what might be happening. I don't know. We'll see.
It is a drive-through penalty. I don't think it's
Yeah.
like a 5-second penalty where you can come in, serve your 5 seconds, and then do your tyres like
Yeah, I
Alex
think
Albon did.
I think it will serve. I think it will serve the penalty. So.
Okay, yeah, he knows his rules then, and has done it better than me
Well,
anyway.
see, I don't think there's any. Oh, we will be honest here, and as you know, one of the people that helped to write the rules, I don't think there's anything specific in the rules that says that you can't do that. So he might get away with this one, based on the fact that we now have this mandatory pit stop. Of course, when it was just a short little sprint race, you're not gonna benefit from it. You know, you're gonna lose massive amount of time. So. We'll see. The officials have issued the penalty. They can't do anything about that right now.
Well, yeah, it's like Silverstone 98. They gave Schumacher that penalty, and then they didn't write into the rules. Oh yeah, if we serve it on the last lap, we can cross the line and win the race. William Johansson then trying to get by Marco Tolman, who was within inches of wiping out Morrisland after he ran wide on the exit of the carousel. The bright orange car is keeping the Swede at bay as we go through the kink. Looking back from Johansson now, he's got Damien Harris breathing down his neck as well. So a nice free car scrap on our hands here. Into Canada corner at the end of the short straight. Harris is pretty good on the brakes and pretty good on the exit of the corners. He was able to get by Moritz Lerner around the outside of Canada corner at the end of the previous race. And don't rule out Jose Malvern either. He's very close to these guys too.
Yeah, Johansson just a little bit deep on that corner in Canada corner there, and I think that's what's done it. Lerner into the pits then. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on him, see exactly what happens. Obviously, if it's just a drive through, then he'll be straight back out. But if it's not, then yep, he'll take some fuel at the same time as they now have a battle for the lead. Johansson, send him one up there. Harris trying to follow him through. And a great move from Harris as well. So suddenly, Tolman finds himself inheriting the lead and then losing 2 places straight away.
Oh, the tyre did slip there going through the right-hander onto the back straight. And now it's a 4-car scrap for the lead. And following the demise of Moritz Lerner, he's rejoined in 14th place. And I don't think he's stopped at all, has he? I think he's just driven straight through. So it's BMWs from 1st down to 7th. And here are 4 of that 7. Fighting it out for the race lead. This is set to be a brilliant duel. Hopefully we can carry this on once the pit stops are out the way. We're quickly approaching 1/4 distance with Johansson leading, up 7 places from the start. Then it's Damien Harris in 2nd, Marco Tolman, who was the pole sitter, in 3rd, Jose Malvern 4th, and then just a bit further back it's Jensen Adriansens. Then, despite clattering into the wall at the kink, these BMWs are strong stuff. And then it's Mark Heron and Mark Silcock after that.
Just seeing on the replay, it was just straightforward drive through for Moritz. So yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. He'll have to have another stop later on in the race, that's for sure. So that's what I like to see. Not him getting a penalty, but just not trying to do any nefarious tactics to get away from
loopholes.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So Johansson then, 0.8 of a second lead. Let's see kind of what his pace is like. It was pretty good in the first race. Harris, we know, was quick too. Mark Silcock seems to be recovering. He's pretty close behind Mark Heron right now too.
And this is probably one of the few BMW v Porsche battles we've got on the circuit at the moment. Silcock, who was off in the gravel trap on that final corner earlier on in race 1, he's trying to get some places back here in race 2, and he has done so. He's gained 5 places since we saw him get nerfed off the track by one of the BMWs. In fact, I think it might have been Heron, that did that, but I'm not too sure on that. I think it was actually. Into the first corner then. Running out wide on the exit, not too much in the way of runoff area there. now onto the back straight, and the BMW gets a poor exit there, and this is going to give us a good opportunity to see if the Porsche can take advantage. Obviously, it's not that good in a straight line, and he's already ducked out the slipstream, and now it's a straight out drag race between the BMW and the Porsche, and on the outside line, the BMW is just able to verge ahead. Is he going to go for a send it up the inside potentially? No, he doesn't. And Silcock has to remain in 8th place. You don't often see this though. Two people on opposite sides of the world. Silcock from New Zealand racing Mark Heron from Scotland, and they are with it. They may be millions of or thousands of miles apart, but
it's like you just put him out. I mean, internet's good, but it doesn't go around the solar system yet, mate. Well, apparently it does, because I was seeing just on social media, you know, the 4K videos that, or not videos, images that have been beamed back from Mars, and you know, they were saying they were getting like 32 kilobits per second. You know, I remember when we used to have that with our, like, you know, before 56K modems come out. Yes, I'm showing my age. No one say anything, please. Yeah, jeez. It's pretty impressive that we can get that sort of speed from Mars. But yeah, this is what I love about iRacing. You know, you literally can race, you know, pretty close. I mean, people, good move from Silcock up the inside of Canada corner there, and credit to Heron. He gave him a little bit of room. But yeah, I know you've got to leave a little bit of time for a little bit of room, you know, for netcode and stuff like that. But you really can have some great races with people from all over the planet. You know, that is one thing I really do love. You know, we come together as motorsport fans and racing, you know, fans and things like that, and you know, we can have some phenomenal races. So yeah, I think, you know, I joined in 2012, and yeah, that's the reason I'm still here now. You know, it's just such a great service.
12 minutes into it then, and yeah, it continues. But here's the fight for the lead. It was a 4-car scrap a couple of laps ago. Now it's down to just these two, a third of a second between Philip Johansson and Damien Harris. On this occasion, it's Sweden versus the United Kingdom. A little bit of dust getting kicked up there in the background. Tolman, yeah. Is he going to go up the inside, Malbran? No, he doesn't. It's a battle of the Americas here with Marco Tolman of the United States versus Jose Malbran of Argentina. For the right-hander then towards the 90-degree left-hander, which is difficult than it looks, and it does suck you in as well. It looks like you can take it a lot quicker than you can, and if you get a bit wide, you can end up just drifting into the pretty severe gravel trap on the exit. But no such problems for these guys. Through the carousel we go. Again, different lines getting taken. It looks like Jose was trying for the later apex there, and now into the kink. We've already seen Jensen in strife, but no such issues for these guys there, and it was a good kink there by Marco Tolman. He was able to extend the lead out to 0.4 of a second as he tries to hold on to the final spot on the podium. And we're just over 6 minutes away from the halfway point in the race, and of course plenty of pit stops still to unfold as well, and maybe a different roll of the dice in terms of strategy, which we did see 2 weeks ago at Lime Rock Park.
Now, our race official and Apex Racing League administrator Sam Fitzpatrick reminding us about the upcoming F3 League that we spoke about during the warm-up. So yeah, just another little reminder: if you fancy a little bit of open wheel racing, then head on over to apexracingleague.com and you can find more information on that series there. Great move from I've lost the timing screen. Was it from Malbran? Yeah, Jose sticking one right up the inside of turn one. Not easy to do there. In fairness to Tolman, saw him coming and did leave a little bit of room. So yeah, great move there. And it seems like Jose will try and extend this gap. But the slipstream. Oh, is he letting him back go? I think he's letting him go back through. He has.
Very interesting indeed, yeah. This battle is proven to be quite intriguing between Tolman and Malbran, and for now it is the bright orange car that is ahead of the Brubank BMW, and he runs just a little bit wide on the exit there, so that's going to push the gap up to 0.6 of a second. It remains 0.6 of a second in the fight for the lead, and well, it's 0.07 of a second between Josh Jensen and Toby Ward here. Another BMW versus Porsche scrap. We haven't seen too many of it. Both cars struggling for grip on the exit of turn 5. A drag race up the hill, and it's going to be a Josh Jensen that comes out on top there, just about, and he is up into 12th place with which is where he started, and Toby Ward remains in 13th place. It's been a good feature race for Ward, though. He's up 6 places, and if he can try and get by the BMW in front of him, you'll be able to make that a 7 places gains. And these guys behind Moritz Lerner as well, who of course still needs to come in and serve his mandatory pit stop, as does pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, I haven't. A couple of people have been in to pit. I mentioned that, like, at the end of lap 1, there was a few people come in. Now, some of those were caught up in the incident at the start of the race, so that may be why they're in, but some were definitely not. So I feel like that is, you know, that's a tactical decision for them to come in. Mark Silcock still just trying to eke away from Mark Heron. Isaac pulls himself into the pits. So this is
taker then.
Yeah, this is definitely a call to come in. Don't know if he felt like he was being held up or anything, but it's got a bit of damage on the car as well. You can just see the bonnet there as well. Just got a little damage, so perhaps slowing him up. Actually looks like it's about to pop off, doesn't it? So, have we seen any of that with the new damage models? Have we seen hoods go flying? I don't think I've seen that. I've definitely seen wing mirrors and wheels and stuff like that, but I don't think I've seen a hood go flying yet.
I've seen the boots nearly opening at the rear. I saw that quite a few times, but yeah, I haven't seen the bonnet get loose and then just fly up into someone's face or anything like that. Maybe that's to come.
Come on, we so need that. That needs to happen. So, and actually have it affect us as well, so we can't see when we're in the sim. You'd be like, oh, what? I can imagine the rage that we would get. That would definitely be worth tuning into someone's Twitch stream when that happens, that's for sure.
Trying to guide your way back to the pits just based on pure instinct of where the corners are. Look at this. Moritz Lerner on the comeback trail. He was in 10th at the start of the lap. That's what that number indicator means in the window, I should say. And he's up to 9 for now, having got by Jay Steffi. Last time around, he was 1/10 quicker than Philip Johansson, our race leader, which shows the pace that Moritz is going at. He has got a little bit of work to do to get to the next car in front of him, which is Mark Heron. However, he is lapping a second a lap quicker, so within maybe 4 or 5 laps, if he continues at this pace, he'll be right onto the back of the Scotsman.
So just having a quick look where Lucas is. Lucas has pitted as well, so he definitely was one that played a tactical pit stop right at the start of the race. So we'll have to see where he's going to come out. So Adriansen into the pits now. It's a long old stop, isn't it, here at Road America? Some 50 seconds there in the pit lane for.
Into the pit lane then comes Jensen Adriansen's, and look at that left-hand side. I don't think they're going to be opening that door much at all. If he had to get out of it at the end, that would have been pretty much jammed in. I'm not too familiar if we have a fast repair in this series, but yeah,
we do. Yeah.
So that will help him out a little bit. There goes Lucas Biron through into 13th place. And Jensen gets back underway again, getting passed by Matthias Beer there, and also Isaac Shane, the famed car who we saw come in a little bit earlier, I think. So yeah, a couple of bits of movement now. So everybody from 13th place on back has made their stops. So the top dozen yet to come in, apart from Moritz Lerner, of course, who was coming earlier for that drive-through penalty.
I'm reading in the chat there that Lucas was caught up in the turn 1 shenanigans. So, but of course, yeah. So if he managed to get back to the pits, of course, the fuel tank is large enough to make this race on no stops at all. So you can pit on lap 1, put enough fuel in, and make it to the end. So let's not count him out of it at this point. It still could work to his advantage, but yeah, of course, getting involved in something's not going to help. Benoit holes up, potential crash. Let's have a look at this. Just could just gone in a bit deep maybe, and had to check up. Let's have a look.
Oh, yep.
Yep, easy done.
He almost went on to the very short configuration of this circuit. Movement in the pits, and it is into the pits comes Damien Harris. Just trying to work out what HAR was there. Malbran in, Silcock doesn't come in, he stays out. Also in is Mark Jones as well with the black and orange livery. So this is going to be interesting in terms of where they come out in relation to Lucas Biron. We could be seeing a double race winner on our hands if he's able to leapfrog all of these guys.
Yeah, let's see where he is. He's coming up the hill now. So Damien Harris just coming out. This is going to be pretty close between them. Not close enough, that's for sure, because yeah, Harris is out. I won't say well ahead, but ahead for sure. So for Lucas now, he really needs to get past Clements and Toby pretty fast, or have them pit this lap, so he doesn't lose too much time on Harris. But yeah, so far Harris one of the furthest up the field to have a pit stop.
Porsche and BMW, and this could impact Lucas just a little bit if he gets held up by these guys at all.
That'll help.
That'll help. Out of the way there goes Clement Savon, who's up 6 places, but of course is yet to make his stop, I believe. Yes, he does. Next up on his list is Toby Ward, up 10 places. Toby Ward also yet to come in and make a stop. And now going into the carousel. I think he might stand his chances of getting by into Canada corner. Here is Moritz Lerner. Now, I remember a couple of laps ago I said he was 4 seconds away from Mark Herron. Well, he's eaten into that gap quite a little bit, or quite a lot, I should say. Oh, and he nearly runs into the back of him. We know how good Moritz Lerner is on the brakes. It was to his detriment in race at the start of the race with that drive-through penalty for colliding with his fellow Porsche. And now he's trying to get by Mark Herron as the leaders come into the pits, Philip Johansson and Mark Tolman.
This is what we really want to keep an eye on then. Exactly where they're going to come out. We expect them to come out ahead of Damien Harris. Of course, they were ahead going into this. Whereas Damien's coming up the hill now. So 52 seconds for the pit lane for Harris. Lucas was 50 seconds. Mark Silcock goes through, hasn't pitted yet. Oh, it's all tight. Johansson coming out. There is Harris. Harris has got him. Just nips through in time. So yeah, Harris. Thank you very much, he says. And plays the strategy right. So yeah, Damien Harris was 52.25s in the pit lane, but 53.3 for Philip Johansson. So an extra few seconds there, really making the difference. Well, 1.1 second, but still making the difference.
Just over halfway through, we've got 15 minutes to go, and yeah, Damien Harris ahead of Philip Johansson here. Will he be able to get back by the Swede? And at the moment, as things stand, it is Mark Silcock that leads the way. He has yet to come in for his stop. Moritz Lerner, of course, served the drive-through penalty earlier, so he still has to come in. Josh Jensen is the other driver that is not coming to make a stop. And after that, your effective race leader is that guy in black and green, Damien Harris. Will he be able to hold on to it? That's what we'll have to wait and see. Philip Johansson will be trying to apply some pressure. And watch out for Lucas Biron. He was in, well, he was quite comfortably in the lead in the heat race just a couple of moments ago. And now he's going to have to try and eat into that gap. Last time around, he did a 2:19.2. We'll see if he's able to continue that pace and maybe try and close the gap down a little bit. We'll see if it's if he is starting to eat into their gap once they've set a representative lap time, the two cars in front. But right now it is very close. Yeah.
I was going to say, if I remember right, didn't he have a couple of second lead over Johansson for the last race? Unfortunately, I can't wind back and have a little look. But yeah, what was the margin? He pulled out a bit of a margin, so I don't know in that 20-minute race. So I don't know if he's going to be able to catch up that amount. It's going to be close, but you know, I think he'll give it a shot. If they start to battle, then it's absolutely race on. Mark Silcott, Moritz Lerner, and Joshua Jensen into the pits then, serving. While these two continue to battle out front.
Into the first corner then, and there we go. That is pretty much it all sorted in terms of the pit stops. We'll wait and see where the you can see where the Porsches are going to be rejoining once they've come out and made their stops. Maurice Lerner just coming back onto the circuit, and it's pretty much just done all his work into his overtaking. As well, he had to bail there because Adriansons and that's Mark Jones were exceptionally close there going into the first corner. And he's going to go on the inside again, the Belgian. He's going to go for it. Mark Jones tries to hold on the outside. Watch out for Moritz Lerner, though, up the inside. But it's going to be futile, surely, because the BMW is just so quick that I think even Mark Jones might be able to get by here. But Moritz Lerner's not going to bow down without a fight. He's, of course, set to become the Drivers' Champion here. Up the inside comes Jones. Laid on the brakes. Is he going to make sure he doesn't take Jensen with him? Well, I think Jensen bails, really, if anything. And Moritz Lerner is now going to go around the outside over the top of the hill, under the Corvette bridge. Around the outside goes the Porsche. And just when it looked like he was going to get swamped by both BMWs, he's been able to stitch both of them up like a kipper. And he is through into ninth place again.
Yeah, good driving from Moritz there. Like I say, well, they're all battling. He just happened to just absolutely nail his apexes and his exits there, and he was able to get the drive when he needed it. So, yep, good racecraft. What's his done? Got him in front. Now he just needs to, like you say, pull away, give himself some space before Canada corner. Got a chance. And talking of space, there's not a lot of it between Damien Harris and Philip Johansson. So the Evo SR and Hell Racers team cars out there. Oh, it's Harris. He likes those little moments, doesn't he? Likes to keep us on our toes.
At the final corner, up to the timing line we go, over the top of the hill. Let's hope all these guys have fuel in the tank to get to the end, because they do not want to run out of fuel at the bottom of the hill. Over the line he goes to cover the inside line, and is he going to move back to the outside? He's definitely switching lanes, but I don't see anything too wrong with that. Hard on the brakes into the first corner, make sure you don't lock anything up. Running out wide, and now through turn 2, you can't almost see it's turn 2, you've already been through turn 2, and now here's turn 3, and on to the back straight again. Let's see what kind of speeds these BMWs can get, especially Philip Johansson, who's in the tow of one in front. You can see the speedo in the bottom right hand side of your screen. 230 kph, reaching 240. I think we just about touched 250 kilometers per hour before we got on the brakes, down through the gearbox and into second gear going into turn 5. And then we go back up through the transmission again. Third gear there, 100 kilometers an hour through the 90-degree left-hander after the Corvette bridge. Slight lift in fourth, a little bit of opposite lock as well. And now into the left-hander before the carousel. Back down through the gearbox, you can see it looks like they've got flappy paddles in the BMW M4 GT4. How late do you leave it to get back on the throttle? There goes Johansson now through 4th gear as well, so it's a pretty quick corner, the carousel here. 180 kilometers per hour on the exit. Into the kink. Bro, the car at it in 5th, almost touching 200 kilometers an hour through there. Now towards Canada corner. 242 kph as we get on the brakes.
Bit wide for
Better
Harris.
exit there. Yeah, just a little bit wide. Now, Bill Mitchell bend in the final corner. You couldn't take that curve on the old version of Road America, but they've definitely flattened it out and you can definitely run over it. And Johansson taking a bit of a different line, tighter line there, which doesn't help too much on the exit. But yeah, a very intriguing lap there of Road America, and I think we've got a problem for Isaac Jane and Adriensons as well. Those two seem to be losing places hand over fist as the leaders come across the line. Looks like they might have got going again. It looks like there might have been an issue down at Canada corner between those two. This is a replay. That's Tolman in front of us. Isaac Jane turns in. Oh no! Oh no! And into the tyre barrier he goes.
Oh, it's two separate incidents really.
I think I've seen that happen in one of our Kia races, well, in the olden days in the Kia before, you know.
I'm pretty sure I've been stuffed into that wall, to be honest, in the Kia. It may well have been me.
It's a completely innocuous wall, but in a race like in the ARLTC, as you know, in the middle of a fierce pack of cars and someone hits that and bounces back into the middle of the circuit, I think we had a track blockage on that occasion, and the safety car had to come out. I didn't do too badly in that Kia revival race that was on this channel a couple of weeks ago. I was on course to do quite well in the Pro-Am category before someone intentionally took me out. Incident involving all drivers has been reviewed. It looks like no further action following the contact between Tolman and poor Isaac Jane there. Yeah, no further action needed between those two. Right, just over 5 minutes to go then in the final race of the season. Damien Harris is hoping to hold on to the race lead. Here's Mark Silcock. He's probably committed the most overtakes during the whole evening here. Was off in the gravel in race 1, managed to fight his way back through there, and he's doing exactly the same here as he has got by Marco Tolman and up into 6th place. He's our biggest mover in the field as well. He's gained 7 places as he tries to now close down Matthias Beer. And Moritz Lerner, don't rule him out, he's just in the background there as well in 8th place.
Yeah, we said at the start of this broadcast all Moritz needed to do was have a good couple of finishes, and yeah, he's not gonna finish on the podium, unfortunately, for the final race of the season. But he's not going to have any post-race protests. So with this kind of result, I think, like I say, this is all he needed, 2 back-to-back. So he's going to win this championship, that's for sure.
Don't like me going because of that lack of straight line speed. Mark Silcock, as much as he'd like to pull away from Marco Tolman, he's not able to bridge the gap to Tolman here, or to escape, I should say. Through turn 3 and onto the back straight we go then. Half a second advantage. Oh, as Tolman nearly loses it again there. We've seen that quite a few times. The BMW is getting very leery on the exit of corners. Here's Isaac Jane then. He wants to try and get a few places back, starting off with Jensen Adriansons. I've got to say the car looks in good nick considering it absolutely wallops a tyre barrier.
I'll tell you what, this BMW is hardy. You know, it just keeps on going. So one of the few cars with the new damage models that you know, that seem to just keep on ticking. Little mistake there for Adrianson. Going to come under pressure.
Wow.
Yeah,
flashing the lights as well. I think that warranted a light flashing.
Yeah, I think so. Perhaps a bit late on the defence there, really squeezed them in. But yeah, they were both alive to it, so good racing. Oh, this is getting close as well. Tolman. And this is almost a rinse and repeat. These two have been in this position before, haven't they? Tolman doesn't make a mistake this time, although it seems like Moritz does get a good run. He's going to have to do it on the brakes. No, he ducks back in. Oh, well, no, it's going to be handed to it as Tolman just perhaps succumbs a little bit to the pressure there and just misses his braking point. And, yeah, once you run a couple of car lengths too deep in there, you just lose so much time. So is that Isaac making a move as well? It was. Let's see if we can get a replay of that one.
Here it is then. Yeah, let's have a look.
Oh, same thing.
Ah,
Literally
well,
exactly the same thing.
I don't know if you can get brake fade in these BMWs, but or maybe it's just fatigue, I don't know. But Jensen Adriansen's is missing pretty much every apex of every major braking zone on the circuit at the moment. We saw it at turn 5 at the end of the back straight. We saw it there at Canada Corner as well. Fortunately for him, he's only got to hold on for 3 more minutes and 2 more laps as Damien Harris continues to soak up the pressure at the front. The Evo SR BMW M4 GT4 is half a second ahead with 1.5 laps to go, and Lucas Buren, maybe don't count him out of the equation just yet. He is 3 seconds away, but if these two start having a bit of a battle and start maybe knocking each other off the track, especially at the end of the back straight potentially on the final lap, then he could be right in there. Moritz Lerner has also got past Marco Tolman and is up into 7th place, so the Porsche and the champion-elect continues to surge up through the field. These two continue to scrap. Well, Isaac James pulled away, and now it's the turn of Josh Jensen to try and get by the Belgian here, the Indy Autosport driver of Jensen. And on the inside there goes Josh Jensen, and he gets past Jensen.
Yeah, I think
5, 11 and 12. Yeah.
Once you manage to hold it around that outside there and you've got the inside for that little right-hander, it's sufficiently quick enough, I think, that you can kind of get it done. Get that move finished. It's not easy to hold it around the outside there. You know, I love this carousel corner. I think the car that I enjoyed it the most was the Williams FW31. It's not through like its entire life of the car, but there was a particular build where, or a couple of builds where you could get through it flat out. But it was on the apps. Oh, it's a great move into Canada Corner. Fights back to Adriansen's as clean as you'd like as well. What a great move. Little flash of the lights, but I don't think there was anything wrong with that one. Great move. But yeah, so just to finish off my point about that corner, like I say, I remember the FW31, just you literally had to hold on to it for dear life because the it could wash wide or it could oversteer, and it was such a fantastic corner, flat out in that car, and yeah, you're literally nursing it the whole way through it. Yeah, I haven't found any other car that's been remotely close to as exciting through that corner as that Williams. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Sorry.
That's all right. A final lap of the race, and that was a brilliant move by Jensen, by the way, to get by into the right-hander at Canada Corner. Definitely was very late on the brakes and was able to get it done that time. Final lap then, and Damien Harris has managed to keep his half a second lead intact. Now he's just got to make sure that he's able to keep it for the remaining half a lap, and also make sure he's got enough fuel in the tank to get it home. It's been a brilliant second half of the race for Harris. He's up 5 places as well from where he started. The evening started off where it looked like it could have ended pretty poorly for him, with a bit of contact down at the end of the back straight, but he was able to carry on and get a decent finish in race 1. Oh, Johansson just touching the grass, going on, hitting the brakes. And now going through Bill, Mitchell, Ben for the final time. I say final time, we've got 15 seconds left. I think we should still get there.
Oh.
Whoa! Well, I think Philip Johansson's treating this as if it's a final lap. 10 seconds to go. Will we get one more lap in? If we do get one more lap in, this could cause issues for people in terms of fuel.
No,
The
check
checkered
us
flag
out.
is at the ready. And it's going to be Damien Harris that wins the final race of the season. Mark Silcock might be out of fuel. He is losing a lot of places, I think. Because
maybe just a
Gap
mistake.
was coming down. Maybe a mistake, yeah.
Oh
Thought it might
no,
have been fuel.
yeah, you're right. You might be struggling. No, it looks like he's got a good drive going up the hill, so should have hold on to it. Moritz Lerner just ahead of him, 6. Matthias Beer, I think, will win the Pro-Am Championship. So congratulations to Matthias there, Moritz Lerner. 100%, I think. I mean, obviously nothing's 100%. Sorry, I'll correct that. 99% sure that he is your Pro Champion here in the first season of the Apex Racing Academy GT4 VRS Super Series. But yeah, what great, I say 2 absolute worthy champions. I mean, Matthias Beer, you know, there's going to be we are doing a season 2, 100%. We're going to have a little few weeks breaks and then we're going to have a season 2. But if Matthias comes back, I feel like a lot of people will be making sure he is up and in that pro category.
Matthias Beer is delighted. He looked like a donut there. Is Moritz Lerner going to treat us to more of the same, or is he just pulling over? He's just pulling over. But yeah, we are, as Alex was saying, they're pretty confident that he is the drivers' champion for the season. I think we are waiting for some people to finish. I think it's Paul Clist we might be waiting for.
You're right.
There he is.
There he is, yep. And the
It's
year
Canada
1
corner.
car, yep.
Don't forget, we've still got to decide our livery of the season. Into the final corner then. He's going to be our last classified finisher for the season. And he's going to finish where he started. Same with Mark Heron. He started 15th and will finish 15th. Paul Clist there coming over the line. He's going to start and finish in 21st place. To be fair, I thought he wasn't going to take the start for this one. It didn't look like he gridded, but yeah, he does take the flag in the end. So let's get the finishing order up then for the final time this season. Damien Harris wins with Philip Johansson just 0.7 of a second away in the end. Third, Lucas Biron, after winning the heat race. A win and a third place should do him nicely there. Good way for the Canadian to end the season. Jose Malvern in fourth, and then Matthias Beer, the Pro-Am champion, we are pretty sure, in fifth. Moritz Lerner in sixth. It's going to be a fantastic day for Germany, with Matthias Beer taking the Pro-Am honours and Moritz Lerner taking the Drivers' Championship as well. Mark Silcock, the Kiwi, in seventh. Then Marco Tolman in eighth. Ninth for Mark Jones and Isaac Jane completing the top 10. 11th for Josh Jensen, and it's Jensen Adriansens in 12th place. His compatriot Lucas David in 13th place for Hypera Racing Team. Tobias Burkert for T3 Esports in 14th. Then it's Mark Heron, Toby Ward, Jay Steffi, and then Clemens Sibon in 18th. Benoit Holzer in 19th. And then completing the top 20, Andy Taylor. Paul Clist, there he is in 21st place, just over 2 minutes away, but he is our final classified finisher. And Luke Towler, I don't think, took the start, so that's how they finish for the final time this season. And let's see if we have anybody waiting to talk to us. We do have 2 drivers in the interview room. One of them is our winner, and one of them is the Pro-Am champion. So take your pick, Alex. I don't know who we should go for first.
I think we'll go with Damien Harris first, because I think he was denied the opportunity of winning the last race. Let's get him in, and then we'll talk to our AM champion.
and Damien Harris does join us in the commentary box. Well, Damien, it's great to have you with us. First of all, can you hear us?
Muted at the moment. Let's hope they're both muted. Nothing out of Damien at the moment. Let's bring Matthias down and we'll see if we can speak to Matthias instead.
Hello.
Hello, Damien.
Oh, hello. Sorry, guys. I had my mic on mute by accident. Apologies.
Oh, there we go.
Apologies. I made a mistake that. Sorry.
No worries. Well, first of all, well done. A pretty
Thank
solid
you.
evening for yourself, considering in Heat 1, where in the heat race, at the end of the back straight, I thought it looked like the evening could be ending prematurely for you.
You know what? It was. I got to the end of that. I got spun, and I thought, you know what? That's just my luck. After what happened last race, I thought here's another go. But you know what? I persevered, and I wasn't too far back. I had a bit of damage, which was affecting me catch the lead pack. But I sat behind Moritz and hoped for a top 10 finish because you know anything can happen on a reverse grid. So I sat there and yeah, sure enough, I finished 5th, I believe, and 6th on a reverse grid turned out to be a good place to be.
You did get one massive hit as well in the side. This BMW looks like it's made of pretty strong stuff, it seems.
It did affect me slightly, but not enough to. I mean, it was costing me less than 2 or 3 tenths a lap. I mean, it wasn't major. I wasn't sure what happened. I think Philip just got. I don't know what happened. I think I got hit by Philip and spun, but you know, you just got to persevere, as I said, and hope for the best come the end of the race. And if you can get a good top 10 in the heat race, then you stand a good chance in the feature of being able to pull away maybe in the feature, which is what me and Philip did.
And it must have been a pretty interesting start for you because you had Moritz Lerner starting in front of you, and then it was almost like the parting of the waves in that first lap. You had cars going off left, right, and centre.
I saw him go so deep into that corner. I thought there's going to be an accident here, so I just tried to stray right because I knew there'd probably be contact, and sure enough, there was. I thought maybe I should do what I did last week and pit early, but then I thought, you know, we were in a group of 3 at the front, and there wasn't that much traffic, and I kind of thought, you know, stay out, stay with Philip, and you know, try and build a lead because the guys behind are probably fighting for position. So you know, that's what we did. I pitted a lap before Philip and hoped, you know, I really pushed on the outlap to try and get back out in front of him, and it worked. And I was a bit worried. I don't know if you saw, but coming the end of the race, I had a second lead, and it was tumbling on that last lap. I was getting so nervous, especially after last week. But yeah, it was. I was fortunate to get to the end in first, which was, you know, great.
And well, I think we were right in thinking, did you have a hardware issue 2 weeks ago, Lime Rock Park,
Yeah,
which helped you?
I had an issue with my VR system. Basically, I'm not used to doing racing that late at night. And I think what happened is the lights went dim in my room, and it messed with the VR. And yeah, it just went completely black. And I've never been so upset in my life. I was, you know, it was one of the chances I had to win in a race, and yeah, it was so frustrating. And I wasn't going to race tonight because it's so disheartening, you know, when it happens, especially from a championship point of view. But I looked at the table and saw, you know, I've got a chance of finishing third, and I've been, you know, racing all this season. I might as well give it a go and see what happens, you know. And luckily enough, you know, I'm glad I did.
So I'll just jump in, Damien. So yeah, talking of third, so officially, I can say you did finish third in the championship. Overall, you actually finished 4th because Matthias Beer pipped you by 1 point. But of course,
wow.
but he obviously is our AM winner, so he will get a better prize as an AM winner than he will for finishing third. So that will bump you up and into third place. So yeah, congratulations. On
Amazing.
third, you missed Isaac by 4 points in the end. So close.
If only what happened last race. If only I'd have finished, eh?
Oh yeah. Second
Yeah.
second would have been yours.
Never mind. You know, you can't dwell. You just got to be happy with what you've got. And fair, I'll take third after what's happened. So, yeah, thanks very much. And congratulations on a great championship. It's been fantastic to be a part of, and look forward to the next one.
Awesome stuff. Well, thanks, Damien. Yeah. Any sort of team shout outs or anything you want to do? You know, the
been running
stage is
free for
yours.
ISR this season. Yeah, it's great. Been running free for ISR this season. We haven't got any any other races in this league, but we have, I know, on the Sunday league. I'm a sole representative this time around, but I'll have a word to the chaps and see if we can, yeah, get some others involved next time round. See what we can do.
Awesome. Thanks, Damon.
Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.
Well done today, Damien. And off he goes. And great way for him to end the season. And Alex, we are joined by the Pro-Am title winner, Matthias Beer.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Good night, evening.
Yeah, Matthias, welcome to the Apex Racing TV commentary booth, and congratulations on taking the first ever AM Championship in our Apex Racing Academy GT4 VRS Super Series.
Thank you very much. It
You
was
did-
a lot of fun.
You did it in some style. I was just saying to Damien, you actually got third overall as well. So yeah, not only did you nail the AM Championship by a considerable margin, it's fair to say as well. 60 points in the end you won that by, but also, like you say, you just nipped Damien to actually take third overall as well. So yeah, stunning performance this season.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.
Matthias, what were your standout moments from the season? Any highlights or anything like that that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, maybe it was my victory at Mosport at the feature race.
Was that the
Yeah.
one where the BMWs at the front took each other out, or was that the following
Yeah,
race?
but that was the heat race.
Yeah.
And in the feature race, I think they stood back because of the heat race, and
Yeah.
they took each other out. So I got a bit lucky. But it was a very intense fight till then. And yeah, all 4 rounds were pretty much fun. So Lime Rock, I was not that competitive, but at the end of the season, yeah, victory, champ. It's all I need.
Well done. Before we let you go, then, Matthias, it's been a brilliant season watching you as well. Before we let you
Thank
go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anyone?
Yeah, Mark Silcock. It was a great battle. Also with Tobias Berker, who got a bit of bad luck today, I think. So as Mark Silcock did, but they were great sportsmen, and it was a pleasure to drive with them.
Great. Well done again today, and thanks for taking the time to come and speak to us. And if you are back next season, wish you all the best for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope so. I'll be back.
Right.
Awesome stuff.
Thanks again, Matthias.
Cheers,
Thanks a lot.
cheers, Matthias. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
And before we go, we have Maurice Lerner waiting to talk to us. And after a topsy-turvy night, which saw him battling away with the BMWs plus a drive-through penalty, he's now with us in the commentary box.
Hello, guys.
Oh, well done, Maurice. It was an interesting evening for yourself. I'll give you that. Race one was as tough as you were probably expecting, with the BMWs being so strong on the straights. And then there was the contact at the start of the feature race as well, which set you back with that drive-through penalty. Was it just being a little bit late on the brakes into the first corner?
Yeah, I don't know. I was a bit all over the place today because I kind of forgot today's Tuesday and race day. So I actually went onto the server with 5 minutes left in practice, so I pretty much had no practice. And yeah, that resulted in bad racecraft and ultimately resulted in the in a turn one crash, which I'm deeply sorry for everyone involved, because this was definitely not the final I was looking for, and probably also the final that the other drivers were looking for. So yeah, I was really late on the brakes. I think even with warm tires, it would have been too late, probably. I tried to save it, but yeah, I got the contact with Tobias, I think, and yeah, it sent him flying. And of course, the one who caused it gets away with it again. So this is like how it's always is. But yeah, unfortunate ending of the season. But still, I think I won the championship, right? I don't know.
The official standings are in, and yeah, we can confirm that you have won it as well. So yeah, congratulations! 316 points gets you the championship. Very close for second and third, and yeah. Um, after Watkins, I know you were a little bit unsure whether you were going to continue, but in the end, I think you've keeping an eye on your Twitter and stuff like that. It seems like you've really enjoyed the series. You've been involved in some great racing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wanted to do the series because it was actually my first league ever that I participated in on iRacing, I think, and I wanted to participate in to have great racing without crashes and stuff that are happening quite frequently on the normal iRacing service. So I was looking for that, and in the first round, I instantly got crashed out. So I was kind of disappointed there already and thought about quitting it, but quitting so early in the season is a stupid thing to do, especially because we have a drop result as well. So yeah, I continued on, and I think every race from Watkins Glen on was really fun. Like really great fighting throughout all the races, and I really enjoyed it.
Awesome, it's what we like to hear as well. So, and obviously, yeah, stewards trying to do their thing in terms of dishing out the penalties when they need to be. And I have to say, they've not had a great deal to do during the events.
Yeah, there wasn't too much going on, I think. My penalty in the end was definitely worth it. um, but yeah, I think the series was pretty good, pretty clean overall, and yeah, let's see. Maybe if there's a next season if I participate in. Let's see.
Yeah, well, I certainly know there is plans afoot to get a second season going, and yeah, it'd be great to see you try and defend your title. Maybe bring a teammate or two along with you as well.
I tried, but they all didn't want to. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time, indeed. Well, congrats, mate. Yeah, like I say, a pretty impressive season for Rams. Like you say, there's been some epic moves and battles and things like that that you've been involved in, and I've enjoyed watching some of the Twitch streams back as well, especially your reaction when you you were able to get that Mosport win. So in the heat race there as well. So. Yep, worthy winner of the championship. Any sort of final thoughts or messages that you want to give out to the team and sponsors? The stage is yours.
Yeah. Big shout out to the team. I missed the team meeting because of this race today, so
That's what I like to
I
hear.
have to keep up on that.
Priorities and all
Maybe,
that stuff. I like it. Do
yeah,
the league first.
win
Yep.
win a championship or go into a meeting. I think I picked the first one. So yeah, shout out to the team and to all the sponsors: Chillblast, Team Racer, BenQ, Playseed, Fanatec, One Sports, and Heusingfeld.
Nice little list that you got there. Well, thanks, mate. I appreciate you popping in and yeah, just sharing your thoughts with us. And once again, yeah, congratulations on the championship. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you next season.
Thanks, guys. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Great to hear from Morris Lerner, the champion, Alex. And well, that brings the curtain down on the season and a bit of really entertaining season to cover. And it's evolved quite a bit over the season's gone on as well, with the balance of performance changing and a couple of tweaks to the format of the campaign as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we've learned quite a lot from the series. Obviously, it's the first time we've done heat racing and things like that, and of course, we will indeed, you know, keep that sort of format that we had with the F3. So we'll see, sort of in terms of the signups we get, whether we have the multiple heats and the feature, or whether it will be just like we've ended with this season with the straight up heat sprint and feature. But yeah, it just worked really well actually, and I think once we got to the people who sort of were sort of committed to the series, and we had some really great racing. I really enjoyed watching some of the battling this season. It's been absolutely phenomenal. So that the Moss Sport race is the standout for me. We had some absolutely amazing battles on there. I think obviously you had the coming together there, but the feature race, that battle that we had for a good 3 laps there, that was crazy. That was sort of comparable to some of the Kia action that we've seen in the Thursday Night League that we often put on.
It's been a pleasure, but before we go, there is still one thing to decide, and that's our favourite livery of the season. Alex, you've been keeping your cards close to your chest on this one, I think, so I will let you pitch in with what you think is your favourite livery of the campaign.
So I've brought up, well, I've got two picks, and then if one of these goes your way, then that. I really like Tobias Burker's Porsche. I have to say that it's just got a really nice livery. Oh, we're in terrible camera angle to show it right now. There we go. Get a nice bit closer. There are some intricacies in there that I think are very, very tricky to do. However, right at the depth, this man has pulled out a livery and a half. I don't know if Mark did it or not, but I tell you what, that really has took my breath away a little bit today. I really like that BMW. That's a fantastic livery. So, Adam, if one of those is your vote, then by all means. But yeah, where are you at with that?
Well, a few races into the season, I think I was going to go for Lucas Biron because it was a really good with the whole spec map with the shiny colours on it. But I think Mark Jones combined that with some good colours as well. So yeah, I am going to second my vote for Mark Jones. He came up with the good livery when it mattered most, and yeah, I will also second that vote. So I think that pretty much means we've got a unanimous verdict here.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, great livery. Like you say, you've got the matty style finishes as well as the chrome and the normal sort of with the orange there. Yeah, great combination. So yeah, looks phenomenal. So yeah, congrats to Mark. Your the prizes will be heading your way once we just get them all organised and things like that. We'll get all the coupon codes dished out to everybody very, very soon on that. I think we need to give a bit of a shout out to the stewards in the booth as well, Adam.
We do, yeah. Our faithful stewards, Dane. Jeez, he's not going to let me live that down now. Dane Baird and Sam Fitzpatrick, who have managed to do a brilliant job of policing everything that's gone on in the championship this season. And I think they've called everything pretty much spot on since then, since the start of the season. So great job for them. Also, thanks to Andrew Woodhouse, who has appeared for a couple of races this season. Help make it a 3-man booth on occasion. So yeah,
get
good
well
to
soon, Woody.
have him as well. Yeah, hope the voice is all right, mate. Yeah. But I think that's all the thanks we've got. But so it is time to wrap up here from Road America. So yeah, my thanks to Alex and to Andrew Woodhouse again for joining me in the commentary box over the last couple of weeks. And if this has been an incentive for you to sign up to the Apex Racing Academy, you can by going to apexracingac.com, I believe, Alex.
You
And
are
there it
indeed
is.
correct. Yep. Yeah, and a big shout out as well to our partners as well, Virtual Racing School, for this one as well. So they put some prizes in, as well as SDK Gaming, of course, who also put some subscription packs up for grab. And of course, if you want to know what SDK Gaming is all about, well, you're looking at it right now, because we've used the overlay all season long. They have live HUDs, live timing, video links, and all sorts of stuff built directly into that software. That's a terrible advert, Alex. You should do better than that. But still, go ahead over to sdk-gaming.co.uk and all the features that bit of software has. is available for you to peruse.
There we go. We will see you in a couple of weeks when the season returns. But for now, from me and from Alex and all of us here at Apex Racing TV at Road America, bye for now.